Hello guys, so in this video we will see how can we edit our layers on our web map. So here in the top you have the edit tab. When you go there you will see what layers you can edit. We can edit the freeways, we can edit the Texas address from the text file, we can edit the GPX data as points or as lines, and we can edit the state shapefiles. And as you remember, one of the things that we can add as well is map notes. So let's add a map note right now and see how can we use it for editing as well. So let's add here, and I will choose a different template for our map notes. This time I'll choose citizen requests. I'll say okay, I will create this one, and once it's added to my map, when you go back to the map right here, you will see that we have a new layer called map notes, and in the edit you have these options right here, so you can add map notes using these symbols. So right now let's try to see how can we edit the line, how can we edit the point, how can we edit the polygons. So let's start by editing our state map, because this is the polygon layer we have right here. So let's add a new feature, and once you click here you start enable the drawing, and as you see in this small map tab it say click to start the drawing, press Ctrl on the keyboard to enable snapping. So now we can start to draw our polygon right here, and we can start enter our attributes as much as you want based on the data we have. And after you finish entering this data, you just go and close this window, and now you have your new feature. If you want to edit this specific feature, you just click on it and click one more time, so you can edit the vertices, and you can move any vertex you want. You can add a vertex by clicking on this white circles, so you can add a vertex like here. Now you have a new vertex, and between any existing vertex you will see that you have this white circle, so you can create one new vertex. Or you can right click on any existing vertex and say delete, it will be deleted. You can also hold the polygon and move it anywhere. So that's for the polygons. For the lines, you choose what line template you want to use to draw your line. So let's choose this one, and I will start draw my line right here. And snapping, when I press Ctrl on my keyboard, it will snap to any vertex or any layer on my map. So when I hold my Ctrl button on my keyboard right now, you will see that my mouse is snapped to the vertex of this polygon, and actually it's snapping to the edges as well. So the snapping here actually works for all the options. It will snap to the center point, it will snap to the vertices, and it will snap on the edge as well for points, lines, and polygon. So when you press and hold your Control key on your keyboard, you will be able to snap while you are drawing, and of course double click to finish drawing, and you can enter the information for your new feature. So now let's try to draw the lines. So let's zoom in a little bit where our freeways can be visible, and here you can choose what freeway you want to draw. So we can continue draw the 10 freeway, but we need to hide the state layer. So let's go back to the details, content, and hide the states, and then go back here and say edit, and we choose we want to draw the 10, and we will pan here. So here we will start draw our freeway, and we will continue draw the 10 freeway all the way to here. So here I will snap here, and I will just start to continue drawing my freeway as I used to do on ArcGIS Desktop or ArcGIS Pro. And after you finish drawing your line, you double click to finish drawing the line. Here you enter the attribute information, and after you finish you click close, and now you have your feature drawn for you. So now let's try to add a new map note, which represented by a point, but it have a symbol. And here let's say critical issue, and put it right here, and say here we have an accident. There is an accident here. And you can customize your description using HTML, and you can also add an image URL to this one. So if you, for example, adding this data using ArcGIS Collector, you will be able to add an image, and it will be uploaded to ArcGIS Online. And here you can add an image using URL for the image, and the extra option here you have change symbol, so you can choose what symbol you want to change if you don't like this one. So here we finished adding our critical issue as a point, so let's close this one, and now we have one more map note on our map using editing. Editing here is very simple because you just choose what feature you want to add and you start to draw on the map. The last one we will try to add is the Texas address, so we will go there and try to add one more home address. So let's go to the details and zoom to this layer right here and zoom in a little bit and say I want to add one more home address right here, and I will call it street number 15, street name new street, and you can add all the other information, and then after you close you will have your new point, and it is automatically saved. You don't need to save your edits, but you make sure you save your map so it can save the latest changes you did on your map. But once you add a point, that save it to the layer itself, so you don't need to save the changes after you do your edits. And also when you are doing your edits, you can do an undo. So for example, if I add a new point right here and I close this one, I can come here and say undo the last changes and it will remove the last change I did, or you can say redo and it will put the point again for you. And if you want to edit any feature on the map, you can edit it by click on it first, and then after you click on it, make sure that you move your mouse, and when you see this small selectable mouse, so if you have the mouse as an arrow, it's not gonna work. You must have your mouse as this hand, and then when you have this hand, click and hold your mouse, left click and then move your mouse. You will see that the point is moving with you, and you can replace it anywhere you want. You can do the same with any other point. Just hover your mouse over it, click on it first, then the pop-up will open, and then keep moving your mouse till you get this hand, and then hold your mouse and move it anywhere you want, and then release your mouse to change and update your point location. Same thing for the lines, same thing for the polygon. And this is one of the tricky things that the people get confused about most of the time. They think that they cannot edit the location of the point. It's just very tricky to find. It's just very tricky to do because you have to select it first, and then you have to move your mouse till you be able to see this hand, and then you hold your mouse and move it anywhere you want. For the lines and the polygons, it's much easier because you have a bigger feature that you can click on it anywhere. But for the point, especially if it's a small point, you need to make sure that you have this hand icon for the mouse in order for the feature to move in with you, and you can replace it anywhere you want. So that's it for editing. How you can do editing, it's very simple, but give you the ability to do all the edits you need to do on your layers on ArcGIS Online. And if you have any questions, please let me know, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.